Mysteries abound, where most we seek for answers. Ray Bradbury. Yo, what is up? Mr. Ryan here. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm here in Farmington. Pretty loud, pretty cool, pretty chill town, pretty small too at the same time. And we're gonna go check out a national monument while I'm here. And I'm taking advantage of this really nice sunny day. Normally it's a really bad road going out that way, so we're gonna go check out this national monument, and you're all gonna come along with me as I continue on this journey. Let's go. secret to driving on these kind of roads, if they're not paved but they're washboard, is finding the groove everyone uses. Because if you look at the road, there's like lines all over the place and grooves. So the secret to driving on washboard roads is to find the groove everyone uses. It's gonna be a smooth ride, but not as smooth as a regular road, but you'll get there safely and soundly without your car shaking, and you won't have too many problems with the alignment. So if you don't find the right groove and you're driving on this kind of road, this is what's gonna happen. Give me a second. Let me see if I can look for that road. If you don't look for the right groove, your car is going to be like shaking like crazy, and you take your time getting there. So that's the secret to driving on these roads, these kind of roads. You find the groove, and you also take your time getting there, because you don't want to really mess up your vehicle. You see how my car is shaking like crazy? So what you're going to want to do is find the groove, and you slow down just a bit. See? Found the groove. So if you drive in the area like that, you make sure you find the groove of the road itself. So then that way you can have a smooth ride. It's not going to be smooth as hell, but as I said, it's going to be just as smooth. So yeah, just a little tip for those of you trying to drive on these kind of roads. And like I said, I'm taking advantage of the nice weather, so I decided to come all the way out here in no man's land. And wow, look at those chemtrails. Yee! And of course, if you have a truck, SUV, or a lifted vehicle, you can go crazy as hell on this road. But me, I got this car, and I take really good care of this car. And this baby has taken me everywhere. So just a fun tip, you know. It's not everyone's secret, but that's my secret to driving on these kind of roads, especially if you have a car. See, if I was driving in the middle, it'd be really bad. So kind of driving on the side. I drive on the side and in the middle of the road, just to find the grooves. Wow. So I'm guessing when it starts flooding here, this area becomes impassable. So you can tell by the depth of where the sand is, this road here gets over flooded. So if you're coming toward this way and it's flooding, I'm pretty sure they closed the whole national park. It's kind of humid here too, so I'm guessing it recently flooded. But it dried up, as you can see. All right, we made it to Chaco Culture National Historic Park and World Heritage Site. It took us a while to get here because we took a car. So if I had a truck or an SUV, I would have been here like 30 minutes ago, but that's okay. So we're gonna go exploring and we're gonna go check this place out. So let's go. All right, I'm here standing in front of Chaco Culture Center, and I had a good conversation with these two. So introduce yourself and we'll go from there.
Okay, Yazzie, Venaya Yazzie and Ishia. Hawantha Nishle Ado Todich Ini Bashishtin, Tohe Glenade Dashiche, Dokis Ani Dishanale. Hello, my name is Venaya, and I'm an artist and I'm a cultural lecturer and educator in the Eastern Navajo Nation. My family's from Chaco Canyon here in Huerfano, New Mexico. And I'm just glad to be on a part of your blog. So check my website at Yaz Girls Art, and you'll find my work. Go on.
Oh.
Good afternoon. Hi, I'm Rena Martin, and I'm an archaeologist and ethnographer, and I'm also from Eastern Navajo, and we've been working on a project for the park here, doing a 10-mile, the ethnographic work for the 10-mile buffer zone, or now they're calling it the land withdrawal, which is pretty shocking. We've interviewed people within the 10 miles to see what kind of issues that they are facing. So thanks for interviewing us and talking to us and listening to us.
Oh yeah. Oh.
She hanadli that nashato and Huerfano chapter. So yeah.
Oh, thank you. We're not at the visitor center yet, but I saw this plaque and it's pretty cool. Let's read just a little bit of it. Fahijah Butte dominates the landscape. Exposed rock layers reveal the region's geological and human history. Cliff sandstone forms the upper layer of deposits of fossil shells, clams, shark teeth, and marine sand. Mifi Formation forms the lower layers, combing slit stones and mudstones embedded with sandstone, shale, and thin coal beds. This easily eroded formation undercuts the harder sandstone layer above, causing unsupported boulders to break and continue the erosion process of Fahijah Butte. So basically, they all mix together and eventually they fall apart. Let's read this other half. Fahijah Butte is a sacred place for Pueblo, Hopi, and Navajo peoples. The Butte figures prominently in their oral history, migration stories, and ongoing traditions, revealing their connection to the land. And here's like some informational things that was found in the area. The petroglyph of Una Vida, the Chacoan pottery, and here we go, the jet frog pendant with turquoise. That looks pretty cool. And right here, Fahijah means belt or bandit in Spanish and describes a black seam of lignite coal exposed midway up the butte, dividing the cliff house sandstone from the Mihi formation. So yeah, see, it's divided. This is the cliff house sandstone, and this bottom right here is the Mihi formation. And that's what they're talking about right over there. Pretty cool. And you can see all the whole landscape. Pretty awesome. And this kind of intrigued me a bit. Ancient astronomers atop of Fahijah Butte, Chacoan sky watchers commemorate the movement of the sun and the seasons. Sunlight passed between three boulder slabs into the spiral petroglyph to mark the sun's position on the summer solstice, winter solstice, and the equinox. See, like, this is what they're talking about. The summer solstice was this top one right here, and you can see the petroglyphs right here. So the sun would hit that right there, and right on top of the butte you can see there's a rock, a single rock right there. So right up there, that's how they could tell the time of the astronomy, or yeah, I don't know. And yeah, see, look, based on where the petroglyph was and based on where the sunlight would hit it, that's where they would tell the seasons, based on where the sun would hit, which is pretty cool. And like I said, it's that small rock formation right here, the Sun Dagger site. So it's right on top of there. I was looking at that from the road and I'm like, that's pretty cool. I wouldn't have figured that. Awesome. All right, finally made it to Chaco Canyon Visitor Center. And right here it says Chaco Culture National Historic Park has been designated site and a World Heritage Site. So we're gonna go ahead and check it out. Let's go. Okay, I just came from inside the visitor center. So I was asking some questions about the whole park and the whole dynamic of it. So there's different sites within the whole park. So right now we're here at the visitor center. And right up the way there's some petroglyphs, so we're gonna go check that out. And we're gonna make our way around the whole thing. And it's basically a giant loop and you'll end up here back at the visitor center. So yeah, and the lady was telling me there's Pueblo Alto Complex, Casa Chiquita, Quin Calixto, Pueblo de Oreo, Pueblo Bonito. So it's all within the whole area. So you can walk to it, you can crawl to it, you can drive to it. You can fly if that's even possible. But I'm gonna drive. I'm not gonna walk the whole thing because there's like long intervals between each site. So I'm gonna go check it out. And I got my park pass. So if you're coming here, make sure you go straight to the visitor center and make sure you get your park pass before driving anywhere. So let's go. All right, so we're gonna go check out these petroglyphs, and I'm not gonna read through everything because there's so much to cover. So let's take a look at this plaque real quick. Una Vida is a Chacoan great house, monumental building, public building containing about 100 ground floor rooms and kivas, and a great kiva enclosed plaza. Construction began about AD 850 and continued over 250 years, concurrent with Pueblo Bonito and Penacosto Blanco. The site is largely unexcavated. Centuries of blowing sand have covered the rooms with a protective blanket of the sand and native vegetation. So yeah, here's like a sketch of what it used to look like back in the 49 by Richard A. Kearns. See, look. So we're gonna go check it out. It's about a mile out. I don't mind hiking or walking the whole thing, but I'm gonna come on my way back, then we're gonna drive everywhere else. So let's go. So this is one of the excavated sites they were talking about. The park ranger was telling me that some of the places are excavated and some of them are not, and this is one of them. So on the sign it says make sure you stay on the trail, so don't be going past the sign or going past where the rope is. So as for me, I'm just gonna stay behind and stay on the trail. So we're gonna continue to look around, and then once we're done here, I'm gonna head back to my car and we're gonna drive the rest of the way to the other sites. Well, looks like I got to the top. But imagine living here many years ago, where you have a good sight of the mountain in the background. And if you need building materials to build houses, you got an endless supply of boulders here, sandstone. Or if you're making pottery. Also, you can see another one way down there. That's pretty cool. Pretty amazing. Okay, the visitor center's over there. My car's parked over there. And that's where I just walked up. And I walked up this whole cliffside trying to look for some petroglyphs. I can't seem to find it though. So be careful when you're climbing up on the side of this steep mountain because it's a long drop down. Thankfully, I know what I'm doing. But yeah, man, can't seem to find any of the petroglyphs they were talking about. Oh well, climb back down. All right, so as you can see, the visitor center is right there. And where I'm at right now is about a mile out from where the visitor center is at. You can walk the whole thing, or where that car is going right there. There's a road right there. So you can probably just park your car right there and just walk all the way over here. Explore the area. And there's another trail that leads up on the side of the whole mountain. And there's petroglyphs up there. I think they found it, but I didn't find it. But yeah, pretty cool. I was in the area up there, but shoot, I think they found it. I didn't even go that far. Dang it, I should have just walked the whole thing. But yeah, there's petroglyphs up there somewhere. But I think they found it. So yeah, man, we're gonna go ahead and head on back, and then we'll skedaddle on to the next site. All right, this is the Hangovu Pavi, and this is another site right here. We're just gonna take a quick look, and we're gonna move on. Let's go. Yep, as you can see, pretty big, long monument. It's a good thing I stopped. I wasn't gonna stop, but I guess we're gonna go ahead and continue on. Pueblo Bonito, Chacoan Great House, occupied AD 850 to 1250, sacred site. So it is way over there. We're gonna go check it out. And there's another one right there called Chikero Ketley, and it's right over there, but we're not gonna focus on that one. We're gonna focus on this one. And there's another site right behind this one called the, can't remember, I think it was called the Complex, but we're gonna focus on that one. And we're a little tied for time, so we're gonna check out this one, that one, and there's another one way over there somewhere. So we're gonna check that out and head to the visitor center. And if they're playing the movie, we're gonna check that out too. So let's go. And here we go, Pueblo Bonito. Archaeologists call Pueblo Bonito a quote-unquote Chacoan Great House. This monumental public building serves surrounding communities and the reign when Chacoan was a major center of Pueblonian culture between AD 850 to 1150. This building embraced many rules. Those functions included ceremonial, administration, trade, storage, hospitality, communications, astronomy, and burial of the honored dead. Only a small portion seems to have served as living quarters. From the remnant walls and foundation, try to imagine the building in use. More than 600 rooms towered 4 and 5 stories above the valley floor, covering 3 acres. This building, unique D-shaped geometry, enclosed 2 plazas with 2 dozens of ceremonial kivas. Straight avenues link the building with nearby distant great houses. The trail is 1/3 mile long. Watch for low doorways and drop-offs near the kiva. So that's what it looked like back in the day. Pretty cool. Man, that is nice. So we're gonna go check it out. And right here, Pueblo Bonito as it may have appeared in the early AD 1100s. Nice. So we're gonna go check it out, or the remnants of what's left of it. All right, we came upon a plaque here. It says, "You are approaching the great ruins of an ancient Indian fortified town, Pueblo Bonito. This huge structure was unearthed and preserved for prosperity between 1920 and 1927 by several expeditions of the National Geographic Society and Smithsonian Institute." So we're gonna go take a look. Dang, looks really cool. Okay, so I was down there and I walked all the way around, and there's a curve behind this giant rock and there's a plaque right here. Of course, we're not going to read all of it, but we're going to read just a little bit of it. The heart of Chaco. If you scan the horizon east to west, your eyes are surged to pause upon the impressive Chacoan building known today as Cerro Kelty, Casa Reconda, Pueblo de Arroyo, Quincaleso, and Viesco Blanco. Many of the hills you see dotting the landscape represent even more fallen villages. And there were many more communities within the canyon, far beyond, with deep physical and spiritual connections to Chaco. But it is here that at Pueblo Bonito you may hear the heart of Chaco beating the loudest. It's pretty cool. And this is what tripped me out too. This is freaking big. And as the plaque said, it stretches for about 3 acres. So as you can see, these ruins are still being preserved and being held up by these wooden planks. Really big. We're literally walking through history. As you can see, this kiva is still intact, and it's a little more different than the one in Bandelier, but it has the similar architect as the other ones. But as you can see, if you look closely, it looks a little more organized and well preserved, which is pretty cool. Amazing though. So yeah, pretty interesting. So they repaired the walls using modern techniques, and they have kids from Yakima come out and help them out. So that's pretty cool. Dang, so we're gonna step into the brush here. Dang, these are real low. I would have been a giant back then. Duck walk. You. Duck walk. Dang. What are those? Alright, I was gonna do the Casa Renita one, but it doesn't look like as much because I see one right there, and then there's one right there. But it doesn't look like much, so I'm just gonna skip this one. Now, time to head to the visitor center. See if they're showing the movie. If they're showing it, I'll participate, but if they're not, then I'll probably dip out because they said it shows every hour, and I'm like, man, that's a long movie. So let's go.
Chaco represents the place of great happening, both physically, emotionally, and spiritually. It is indeed a place of mystery.
System that no longer operates. It definitely does operate because we simply have to understand that there are the remains of those people that live there who probably have roles which we still exercise today, mainly in our medicinal societies, because we call upon that to come and assist us in our daily lives. And the conduit for that transmission to occur comes through the clouds and rain, which is an acknowledgement that we have made contact to those people who come to us to really fortify our current lives.
The impressive remains of the monumental Chacoan buildings serve to remind us that at Chaco, the past and present are intimately linked. For traditions that emerged at Chaco continue to evolve in southwestern Indian cultures today.
when people want to pick up potsherds and take them away for whatever reason they think they want to, then they're interfering with the cycle of it turning back to where it came from, because they are living themselves and returning to where they need to go.
Any visitor coming into a very special place such as Chaco needs to express their own personal reverence. If they participate in the taking of material culture, the polishers, or in some way desecrating the architecture, we need to know that they are taking a piece of our heart.
I think it belongs to everyone now, even though the ancestors of my people inhabited the area. I think it should have the same impact to non-Indians as it does to Indians, and as such, that respect to the place should be shown in accordance with the spirituality of the place.
And here's a movie theater. Pretty cool. Each national park has a movie theater, and I was a little late to this one, but at least I caught a good glimpse of Chaco. A little biography behind it, not too much, but pretty cool. So let's go. All right, I'm in the museum, and this is the road to everywhere. And when you zoom in, all those yellow dots you see are great houses all over New Mexico. You can even see some in Arizona. So they were everywhere. And it says, miles of pathway through Chaco Canyon are straight, wide, and not well understood. Many Chaconian roads disregarded obstacles in the landscape to follow straight lines up cliff faces and rocky slopes. Chaconians likely carried goods along these routes and may have used them for ceremonies. Some have no clear destination. Some may not have been roads at all, but elaborate, elongated entrances into great houses. And right here, Chaconian roads extended to and from outlining great houses with the canyons at the center of this network. So see, like, there's roads right there. Most Chaconian roads are hard to see today. Remnants like this near Picasso Blanco revealed what roads once looked like within the canyon. Some were as broad as 30 feet across with curves and prepared with surfaces. And right here, some roads incorporated stairways cut into the cliff faces, like the one behind the great houses of Hingo Pavi. So that's the staircases, or is that the staircases? One of them, I think it's this one. But yeah, that's a great staircase right there. And you can tell based on the color differentiation of the natural rock and the color of how gold it is, gold copper. Okay, and this is a diagram of where we were just at. Pretty big, and as you can see, it's like a formation of a D. Pretty cool. And these are like different evolutions of the Pueblo Bonito. Started out small, grew, expanded a little bit more, and stayed exactly right where it is today. So that's pretty cool. And I was wondering about this too. Who ruled, who built? The scale of the Chaconian system suggests that this was a governed society, but what that society looked like is still unknown. Chaco doesn't fit into organizational models we see in other times and places. Archaeologists continue to explore questions like, was the Chaconian society marked by differences in social, economic, and political powers? Was leadership at Chaco centralized? Did kings, chiefs, clans, fraternities, or councils rule? Was power based on wealth, knowledge, kinship, or control of resources? Tribal histories and traditions provided a variety of explanations of who lived in Chaco and how they came here and how they organized themselves. This is what the Hopi say. Hopi people see Chaco as a gathering place of regional point of convergence. The Santa Clarans say Chaco was a trade center created in the middle of the homeland to enable many cultures to attend events held there. And what the Navajos say is, the Navajo story of the gambler presents a cautionary tale of greed and inequity at Chaco. So different tribes here have different variations on who exactly ruled Chaco. And this is where we're supposed to go, the Cahokia. And if you guys don't know, they're actually a Native American tribe in, I think it was not Louisiana, Missouri or Illinois, because we're supposed to go there, but another time we're gonna check that place out. And pretty informational. Okay, I just signed in, Mr. Ryan, 1, Phoenix, Arizona, and of course my little message. Yo, another adventure done, more to see, so time to head out. And that was Chaco Culture National Historic Park. Now time to head out, time to head out. How can I dream if I never wake? As a kid, I used to do this back in the day when I used to drive on roads like this. So I got my bird whistle, my crow call. Let's give this a try. Nothing, but it's real loud though. Oh. I called someone. So what are you doing exactly?
It takes courage to be exceptional. It takes courage to be wise. It takes courage to be rich. It takes courage to be educated. It takes courage to be knowledgeable. Because the moment you don't talk like you forgot where you came from. Look at you talking. It takes courage. And I'm just wondering, in this weak, watered down, mediocre society that we live in today, in this reality TV world we live in today, I'm wondering if there's anybody left that's got the courage to say, after all I've been through, and all my ancestors have been through, and all my parents have been through, I didn't come through all of that just to fit in with normalcy. I have the courage.
Back in Arizona, back in Arizona, back in Arizona. Woo! Arizona, woo!